after these emails were leaked. Girl, power couple? It's giving DL Trade just got outed by gay femme twink with receipts. And now Trump has launched into this PR tour like, I'm a straight man. I love women. Look, this is my wife. And she's a woman. I love women. This entire situation is so deranged. You gotta be fucking kidding me. This is the country we live in. This is the country we live in. What happened to the days where when you caused somebody the slightest inconvenience, it got you tarred, feathered, and run out of a town? Back in the 1700s, the local tax man would show up on your door, go knocking away, and the entire neighborhood was like, yeah, babe, let's go get the tar bucket. Fast forward to now, and instead of rising up against tyranny, we've got people willingly signing up for it. Not because they're being forced, not because their towns are fucking starving. Nah, these cucks are actually volunteering to become ICE agents. They're volunteering to become these horrible fucking human beings. For what, a $50,000 bonus and a fascist starter pack? So let me get this straight. Our ancestors flipped their shit over a penny tax on tea. But today, ICE can rip children from their families at airports, schools, hospitals, churches, and America's response is, hopefully they're okay. Imagine telling colonists in the 1700s, hey, in the future, we actually don't tar and feather our oppressors at all. You know what we actually do? We give them fucking pensions. So that's complicity. We literally, as a nation, went from give me liberty or give me death to give me a signing bonus and I'll deport my neighbor. And you bitches wonder why this country is literally rotting from the inside out. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and condone violence whatsoever, but what I will say is we currently have far greater methods than tar and feathers. That's all. That's all I gotta say. Especially for you corrupt, fuck-ass, nasty, disgusting, low-budget, stupid fucking cucks that we call ICE agents that love to cover up their fucking faces because you're too ashamed to show the world who you really fucking are. But I'll gladly tell you who you are. You're a lousy, stupid fucking bitch who gave up all your morals for a $50,000 bonus. And for some of you to actually sit there, wear these masks, tear children from their fucking parents and say that you're Christians, whoa. No, babe, you are serving the Antichrist, you whack-ass fucking freaks. Sorry I've been MIA for the past 2 days, but guess who has food poisoning? Yeah, bitch, I have food poisoning. I have lost a total of 15 pounds in 2 days. I feel like shit, and I've been laid up in bed like a Victorian orphan with cholera. But surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. You can't get rid of me
that easy, bitch.
Hi everyone, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, you know what fucking time it is, bitch. It's time for the daily scream. In the 2 days, the simple 2 fucking days I have been gone, America has straight up gone to fucking hell. Farmers declared Farmageddon, the government completely shut down, and ICE is out here tearing naked children from their apartments in Chicago. Let's start with these fucking raids. Hundreds of ICE agents were caught in the streets of Chicago, dragging children out of their homes, butt-ass naked, loading them into U-Hauls and separating them from their mothers. Birth certificates and documents were scattered everywhere, and our current administration is like, oh yeah, this is cartel activity. Naked children being dragged out of their fucking homes is cartel activity? Then we've got the government shutdown, and instead of these federal agents doing their actual fucking job, they're saying Democrats did this. Hello? Republicans currently control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. That's like throwing yourself down a flight of stairs and then suing the floorboards. Here's the truth. Democrats refused to roll over because the Republicans' clean bill would have let healthcare subsidies expire, which means millions of Americans would have their healthcare insurance premiums skyrocketing. So Democrats were actually the ones looking out for the American people. And while the Republicans in DC are pointing fucking fingers, farmers are literally collapsing. China cut off our soybeans, bins are overflowing, interest rates and fertilizer prices are choking farmers, and bankruptcies are spiking. Now, big corporate farms, they'll be fine, they'll survive. But the family farms, the ones holding rural America together, they're hanging on by a fucking thread. 2 days. 2 fucking days. And this country is going to absolute shit because a grown-ass man who looks like he sits in his own fecal matter didn't get his own fucking way. 2 days, and we have naked children being thrown into the back of U-Hauls by corrupt ICE agents who refuse to show their faces because they're fucking pussies. 2 days, and a government run by crybaby fascists who don't get their way are now blaming Democrats for their own fucking corruption. But somehow this is the Democrats' fault. Right. You bitches in office, especially in the Trump administration, are passing everything but the fuck away, and it's getting really fucking annoying and tiring.
I love you so fucking much.
Cool. I probably should go. And...
In case you weren't aware, the Pentagon just sent its biggest warship, the USS Gerald R. Ford, or as I like to call it, the floating Marriott of mass destruction, straight into Latin America. And what's on this boat? Oh, just 5,000 troops, fighter jets, submarines, and destroyers. You mean to tell me the US can't fund healthcare? Snap. We can't keep our government open for more than 3 days, but we somehow found the time to drop a $1 billion warship in the Caribbean.
Ain't it fun?
Hi everyone, afternoon. Welcome. If you're not, you know what fucking time it is, bitch. It's time for the Daily Scrape. So the Pentagon is calling this a counter-narcotics mission. Oh, sure, because when I go after drug smugglers, I too bring a nuclear reactor and 36 fighter jets. What's the plan here? To drop a bomb on a boat supposedly filled with cocaine and call it rehabilitation? Meanwhile, Venezuela's president, Nicolas Maduro, is saying that this is an act of war. So now he's mobilizing land, air, and sea forces. To be clear, this isn't random. The Ford hasn't been this far south since 1989 during the Panama invasion, which, if you didn't know, was the last time the US fought drugs by toppling another dictator and overthrowing their government. So does this sound familiar? Because right now, all these Latin American leaders are like, I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. Because this isn't the first time this has happened. And of course, this is happening when our government is literally shut down. Like, the lights are off in DC, federal workers aren't getting paid, children are starving, but we have time to do this bullshit. The priorities of this country are beyond me, babe. For all of you gays for Trump, congratulations! Honestly, congrats. Your melting orange creamsicle messiah and his hand-picked Supreme Court justices just signaled that they might strike down Colorado's ban on conversion therapy for minors. They haven't ruled for it yet, but during arguments this week alone, a majority of the conservative justices made it very clear that they're leaning towards the side of the counselor who says that this ban goes against her First Amendment rights. And no, we're not talking about shock therapy. This isn't the fucking 1950s. This case is about talk therapy. But it's still built off of the idea that being queer or being trans is something to be and can be fixed. Every major medical and psychological association says that this is not only ineffective, but harmful. But the court's conservative majority, the same ones who banned abortions and upheld bans on gender-affirming care, seem more worried about a therapist's right to speak freely than protecting the LGBTQ+ youth from emotional abuse. Justice Alito even suggested that medical consensus might be politicized, which means he is openly doubting the decades of medical research that shows conversion therapy is harmful. And he's saying that states shouldn't be allowed to rely on these medical findings to make laws. So no, they didn't ban gay marriage, they didn't ban being gay. But this is another clear step that puts so-called religious freedom over the safety of queer individuals, especially queer youth. So to all of you gays for Trump, all of you rainbow flag MAGA Bible thumpers, congratulations! You've helped empower a court that's debating whether telling queer kids they're broken is free speech. Yo, put the guns down. It appears as though Miss Wawa is in the hot seat yet again. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I mean, take a look at my comments, babe. People are commenting like, why would you do a collab video with James Charles? We trusted you. First and foremost, okay? To say me and James Charles collabed is a stretch. I was asked to be in Carter Kench's haunted house video. I did it last year, so I was like, okay, I'll do it this year. He messaged me a time to show up, so I did. I genuinely had no idea who was gonna be there, and half the people that were there, I didn't even know. The only two people I knew were gonna be in Carter's video were Scott Kress and Stinky Asher. And the only reason I knew they were gonna be there is because I saw them 2 days prior at an event and we talked about it. So was James there? Yeah, he was, but I'm not the motherfucker who invited him. And I'm also not about to leave set just because James showed up. Carter put so much fucking effort into that video. We had a camera crew, we had sound, we had lights, and that cost a fat fucking penny. So I wasn't about to up and leave when James showed up. That'd be fucking rude. Carter's my friend. He decided to invite James. What am I supposed to do? And if you watch the YouTube video, I don't even interact with James, like, at all. So James being there was not in my jurisdiction, didn't know he was gonna be there. I was given a time to show up, so I did. And when he got there, I couldn't just get up and leave. Now for the hard fucking hitter. A video was posted to the Full House intro. I was in it, and so was James. Did I know the motherfucker was in that video? No! I was pulled to the side, asked to pose and do something funny, so I did. And at the time, when I rewatched the video from the beginning, James wasn't in it. I guess he was pulled to the side after me. I didn't see him film for that video. So when that video was posted and everyone was like, why did you collab with James? Bitch, I didn't even know he was in the video until it was posted. And lastly, I also keep seeing comments of people being like, why would you wear a nun costume? That's so disrespectful. And I would sit here and say that I'm sorry, but I simply am not. Christianity and Catholicism have both persecuted trans, queer, gay people for centuries. So yeah, I wore a nun costume. In Carter's video, I didn't talk down on Catholicism. I didn't talk down on Christianity. And honestly, if you are genuinely genuinely offended that I wore a nun costume, there's nothing we can do now. It happened, I wore it, it's in the video, so. And if I'm being honest, I feel like everybody who's like, this is so disrespectful, I'm offended, is just looking for a reason to be offended. Because again, Christianity and Catholicism have both been used to oppress the LGBTQ plus community. So overall, I did not know James Charles was going to be in that YouTube video until he arrived to set. As for the Full House video, I didn't even know he was in it until the video was uploaded. I didn't have any jurisdiction over that. But yeah, I hope this explains everything. Hundreds of people have just vanished from Alligator Alcatraz. Not escaped, not released, vanished. Families don't know where their loved ones are. Lawyers can't find them. And ICE's own database basically just shrugs it off and says, call ICE for details. So that's a fucking black site. However you want, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, fucking time it is, bitch. It's time for the Daily Scream. If you don't know what a black site is a prison or detention facility where people are being held outside of the normal legal system. Let me know if this sounds familiar, okay? Black sites are often hidden from the public. People who end up there don't receive due process, and these facilities have little to no accountability. They're basically places where governments make people disappear. Do you know how fucking insane it is for a government to list a missing person as call ICE for details? Like, bitch, this isn't a lost package from UPS. This is someone's father, someone's son, someone's entire fucking life. And the excuses they're providing people are actually 10 times fucking worse. One man was accidentally deported before his hearing. Another man completely disappeared for weeks until his family tracked him down in Mexico. And meanwhile, officials are swearing up and down that no one is unaccounted for. Right, so we just invented 1,200 missing fucking people. The government is lying, babe. Alligator Alcatraz is a black site. We're not talking about overcrowding or bad conditions anymore. We're talking about human beings being erased off books. And somehow, the courts are still letting this shit operate. Florida didn't just build a detention center, they built a machine to make people disappear. And if that doesn't scare you, well, it fucking should. So, who is gonna tell me Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce broke up? Alright, now that I've hopefully grabbed your attention, I actually wanted to talk about something real for a second. As most of you know, I've been helping my friend Ahmed, his wife, and his children raise money while they've been living in Gaza. And because of you guys, his GoFundMe has reached 99%, which that alone within itself is fucking insane. So thank you guys. However, he reached out to me about another mother named Amal who has 5 children, and she can't afford to send any of her kids to school this year. And I want to explain why this is happening because it isn't as simple as they can't afford tuition. Right now in Gaza, most government schools aren't functioning. A lot have been damaged, shut down, or turned into shelters. And because of that, parents are being forced into private schools, which are expensive, especially for families that have been displaced and have already lost everything. And all of this is happening while Gaza is going through one of the worst humanitarian crises imaginable. Over 1 million people are displaced, living in overcrowded tents or shelters. Food, water, electricity, all unstable. Aid is still nowhere near what's needed. And in the middle of all of that, Amal's oldest son, Bassam, somehow scored 90% on his high school science exam. He did that during a war, while being displaced, and while working as a baker to support his family. Now, Bassam dreams of becoming a doctor, but he can't even enroll in school this year unless he pays tuition fees. And Amal's younger children are in the same exact position. If you've ever wondered what determination looks like, it's a teenage boy studying through airstrikes and blackouts, working long hours, and still getting amazing grades. If you're able to help, I have the link to Amal's GoFundMe in my bio. If you can't donate, sharing genuinely does make a difference. I also, again, wanted to thank anybody who donated to Ahmed's GoFundMe.